You might not feel it yet, but your body could be running dangerously low on one of the most critical nutrients, vitamin D. Unlike a sharp pain or a high fever, vitamin D deficiency doesn't announce itself with dramatic symptoms. Instead, it creeps in silently, masking its presence behind vague complaints like tiredness, occasional muscle weakness, or even a lingering sense of low mood. And if you're over 60, the risk is even higher. Studies suggest nearly 1 billion people worldwide have inadequate vitamin D levels, with seniors being the most vulnerable group. Why is this such a stealthy problem? Because vitamin D isn't just about strong bones. It's a master regulator for your immune system, heart health, and even brain function. When levels dip too low, your body starts compensating in ways that can lead to long-term damage. Maybe you've noticed taking longer to recover from colds, or your joints ache more than they used to. You might brush it off as just aging, but what if it's something you can actually fix? The tricky part? You can't rely on diet alone to solve it. Very few foods naturally contain enough vitamin D, and even fortified options, like milk or cereal, often fall short. Sunlight helps, but aging skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into usable vitamin D, meaning you might soak up the rays without getting the full benefit. So how do you know if you're deficient? Blood tests are the gold standard, but while you wait for your doctor's advice, there are subtle signs to watch for: persistent fatigue, even after a full night's sleep, muscle weakness, struggling to stand up from a chair or climb stairs, frequent infections, colds, UTIs, or slow-healing wounds, bone pain, especially in the lower back or hips. The good news? This deficiency is both preventable and reversible. But first, you need to understand why seniors are at such high risk. And that's exactly where we're heading next. You might think, I eat well and get outside. How could I be low on vitamin D? But here's the uncomfortable truth. Aging itself rewires your body's ability to produce and use this nutrient. Even if you're doing everything right, you could still be falling short. Let's uncover why seniors are on the front lines of this deficiency and what's quietly working against you. Your skin isn't what it used to be. When sunlight hits younger skin, it triggers a chemical reaction that produces vitamin D. But after 60, your skin thins and loses some of its magic. Research shows a 70-year-old makes about 25% less vitamin D from sunlight than a 20-year-old with the same sun exposure. Add sunscreen, which you should wear to prevent skin cancer, and that number drops even further. Your diet probably isn't enough. Even if you love fatty fish or fortified milk, very few foods deliver enough vitamin D to meet your needs. For example, salmon, 3.5 Oz, 570 IU fortified milk, 1 cup, 120 IU egg yolk, 1 large, 44 IU. Compare that to the 800, 2,000 IU many experts recommend for seniors, and you'll see the gap. Plus, appetite changes or dietary restrictions, like lactose intolerance, can make it even harder to get enough. Your kidneys work harder, but achieve less. Vitamin D isn't useful until your liver and kidneys activate it, but as you age, kidney function declines, meaning even if you consume enough, your body may not convert it efficiently. Chronic conditions like diabetes or hypertension speed up this decline. You might be trapped indoors more than you realize. Mobility issues, fear of falls, or harsh weather can turn a quick walk into a challenge. One study found nursing home residents had shockingly low vitamin D levels, not because they weren't eating well, but because they rarely saw sunlight. Your gut isn't absorbing like it should. Digestive changes with age, like reduced stomach acid, can interfere with nutrient absorption. If you take medications for acid reflux or cholesterol, they might block vitamin D uptake even further. The bottom line? You're fighting biology itself. But here's the empowering part. Knowing these risks means you can outsmart them. Supplements aren't a sign of weakness. They're a tactical workaround for what your body no longer does automatically. You've likely heard that vitamin D keeps your bones strong, but what does that really mean as you age? Without enough of this nutrient, your body starts playing a dangerous game of catch-up, pulling calcium from your bones to maintain critical functions elsewhere. The result? Osteoporosis, fractures, and a slow erosion of strength that can steal your independence. But here's what few people tell you. The damage doesn't stop at your skeleton. The calcium heist vitamin D is the gatekeeper that allows your intestines to absorb calcium. When levels drop, your body panics and leaches calcium from bones to keep blood levels stable. Over time, bones become porous, like a sponge left in the sun. A simple stumble can turn into a hip fracture, which for seniors carries a 20% one-year mortality risk. Muscle meltdown. Ever notice how rising from a chair feels harder than it used to? Vitamin D receptors live in muscle tissue, and deficiency causes slow muscle wasting, sarcopenia, increasing fall risk. Twitches or cramps at night, often mistaken for normal aging. A 2017 study found seniors with low vitamin D had 78% higher fall rates. 3. Immunity's silent saboteur. Vitamin D arms your immune system's frontline soldiers, T cells and macrophages. Without it, you catch colds more often and recover slower. Wounds linger. Minor infections escalate. Emerging research links deficiency to higher risks of autoimmune diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis. The mood connection, that stubborn low mood or brain fog? Vitamin D helps produce serotonin, your happiness chemical. Studies show seniors with deficiency are 11 times more likely to suffer depression. Supplementing may improve symptoms as effectively as antidepressants in mild cases. The heart and brain toll. Heart disease. Low vitamin D is tied to hypertension and arterial stiffness. Dementia. Some research suggests deficiency accelerates cognitive decline. The takeaway? This isn't just about avoiding rickets, it's about preserving the life you love. The good news? Reversing deficiency can rebuild strength, sharpen immunity, and even lift your mood. But first, you need the right tools, and sunlight alone won't cut it. You've probably heard that sunlight is the best source of vitamin D, and it's true, in theory. But here's the reality for seniors. Your body's ability to harness sunlight for vitamin D production isn't what it used to be. Let's break down why relying on sunshine alone is a gamble, and when supplements become essential. The sunlight dilemma. Sunlight triggers vitamin D synthesis when UVB rays hit your skin. But multiple factors work against you. Aging skin produces far less vitamin D from the same sun exposure compared to younger skin. Geographic location matters. If you live north of Atlanta or similar latitudes worldwide, UVB rays are too weak to trigger vitamin D production for up to 6 months per year. Time of day and season dramatically impact UVB availability. Even in summer, early morning or late afternoon sun provides minimal benefit. Sunscreen use, while crucial for skin cancer prevention, blocks up to 95% of vitamin D synthesis. The numbers. Don't lie. Let's say you're sitting outside in midday summer sun for 15 minutes with arms and legs exposed. At age 30, your body might produce 10,000, 20,000 IU of vitamin D. At age 70, that same exposure could yield less than 4,000 IU, and if you're wearing sunscreen or have darker skin, even less. But here's the catch. Your body self-regulates. Sunlight-derived vitamin D, so you can't overdose from the sun. With supplements, however, you can take too much, which is why dosing matters. We'll cover that soon. When supplements become non-negotiable for seniors, supplements often make sense because predictable dosing. You know exactly how much you're getting. No UV damage, avoids skin cancer and premature aging risks, works year-round, no dependency on weather or geography. The hybrid approach, if you love sunlight, you can still enjoy it safely. 10-15 minutes of unprotected sun exposure, arms, legs, before applying sunscreen. Morning or late afternoon sun reduces skin damage while still providing some benefit. Pair with supplements to ensure consistent intake. The bottom line, sunlight alone is unreliable for seniors. Supplements fill the gap without the risks of UV exposure, but not all supplements are created equal. Up next, how to pick the right one. Walk into any pharmacy and the vitamin D supplement aisle can feel overwhelming. D2 or D3, chewable or liquid, 1000 IU or 5000 IU? The options sprawl endlessly, but not all forms are equally effective for seniors. Let's cut through the confusion and identify which supplements actually work and why some might be wasting your money. D2 versus D3, the clear winner. Not all vitamin D is created equal. The two main forms are vitamin D2, ergocalciferol, found in plants, fungi, less potent, shorter lasting in the body. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, the same form your skin makes from sunlight, up to 3x more effective at raising blood levels long term. For seniors, D3 is the undisputed champion. Studies show it. Raises blood levels faster and maintains them longer than D2. Is better absorbed even with age-related digestive changes. Is widely available in affordable over-the-counter forms. Exception. Vegans may opt for D2, but newer lichen-derived D3 supplements now offer plant-based alternatives. Liquid versus pills, what works best? As we age, digestion slows and absorption can suffer. Here's how different delivery methods compare. Soft gels tosser tablets, standard, but absorption depends on stomach acid. Problematic if you take acid reducers, PPIs. Liquid drops, absorbed directly in the mouth. Ideal for seniors with digestive issues. Chewables, gummies, convenient but often contain sugar, alcohols. Check doses. Many provide only 400 to 1000 IU, best pick. Liquid D3 drops, they bypass digestion and allow precise dosing adjustments. The magnesium factor, a hidden game changer. Vitamin D requires magnesium to activate in the body. Up to 50% of seniors are magnesium deficient, which can render vitamin D supplements less effective. Solution: pair vitamin D with magnesium-rich foods, spinach, nuts, whole grains, or a low-dose 100-200 mg magnesium glycinate supplement. Avoiding. The megadose trap some brands push 50,000 IU capsules, often prescription only. These flood your system then crash, unlike steady daily dosing. For most seniors, 1,000-2,000 IU day is safe for maintenance. 5,000 IU day may be needed short-term if deficient, with doctor supervision. The takeaway? D3 in liquid or soft gel form, paired with magnesium, is the gold standard for seniors. But even the best supplement won't help if the dose is wrong, which brings us to the next critical step: personalizing your intake. You've picked the right supplement. Now comes the million-dollar question: how much should you actually take? With vitamin D, the line between too little and too much is thinner than you might think. Seniors face unique challenges here. Your body doesn't process nutrients the way it did at 30, and blindly following generic labels can backfire. Let's map out a personalized dosing strategy that works with your age, health status, and lifestyle. The Goldilocks zone: how much do you really need? General guidelines suggest 600 IU day for adults, 51-70800 IU day for 70 plus, but research shows most seniors need more to reach optimal blood levels, 30-50 gml. Real-world dosing often looks like 1,000-2,000 IU day. Maintenance for healthy seniors with some sun exposure, 3,000-5,000 IU day. Correcting deficiency under doctor supervision. Crucial note: These numbers assume no severe malabsorption. Issues. If you've had gastric bypass or take certain meds, like steroids, you may need 2-4x higher doses, is. Why testing is non-negotiable. Vitamin D accumulates in fat cells, making overdose possible, though rare. Symptoms of toxicity include nausea, vomiting, excessive thirst. Kidney stones safe protocol. Get tested first. Ask for a 25 OHD blood test, not the 125D test. Retest after 3 months. It takes time to build stores. Adjust. Annually, needs change with seasons, mobility, and health status. The weekly versus daily debate. Some doctors prescribe 50,000 IU weekly for deficiency, while effective short-term, causes energy crashes as levels spike then drop. Daily dosing, 1,000-5,000 IU, maintains steadier levels with fewer side effects. Special cases require special doses. Obesity. Fat cells trap vitamin D, requiring higher doses. Dark skin. Melanin reduces sun absorption. May need 20% more. Housebound guard nursing home residents often require 4,000 plus IU day. The bottom line? Start low, 1,000-2,000 IU, test early, and adjust gradually. Your perfect dose is as unique as your fingerprint, but getting it right can mean the difference between brittle bones and staying active into your 90s. You could be taking the perfect vitamin D supplement at the ideal dose and still absorbing only a fraction of it without realizing it. Unlike some vitamins that passively slip into your bloodstream, vitamin D needs strategic partners to unlock its full potential. Let's explore how to outsmart age-related absorption hurdles and get every IU working for you. The fat factor. Why timing matters. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it dissolves in dietary fats before entering your bloodstream. Take it wrong, and you might absorb 50% less. Right way. With your largest meal of the day, especially one containing healthy fats like avocado, nuts, or olive oil. Liquid forms mixed into full-fat yogurt or a smoothie. Wrong way on an empty stomach with black coffee, with fat-free snacks. Pro tip: if eating fatty foods is difficult, look for emulsified vitamin D drops. They're pre-bound to fats for better absorption. Magnesium, the silent enabler. Here's a startling fact. Vitamin D can't activate in your body without magnesium, yet nearly half of seniors don't get enough. Symptoms of this double deficiency include persistent muscle cramps, worse bone density despite supplementation, fatigue that doesn't improve with vitamin D alone. Fix it with magnesium-rich foods, spinach, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate. 200-300 mg. Magnesium glycinate, gentlest on aging stomachs. Warning: avoid magnesium oxide. It's poorly absorbed and may cause diarrhea. The gut health connection. Digestive changes with age, like reduced stomach acid, can sabotage absorption. If you take PPIs, Nexium, Prilosec, may need 20-30% higher vitamin D doses. Statins, Lipitor, can deplete vitamin D stores over time. Workarounds: sublingual sprays or drops bypass the gut. Probiotic foods, kefir, sauerkraut, improve gut lining health. For better uptake. Nutrients that compete or collaborate. Vitamin K2 directs calcium to bones instead of arteries. Pair with D3 for heart protection. Calcium. Too much, 1,200 Brauer day, without adequate D3 increases arterial calcification risk. Zinc. Deficiency worsens vitamin D's immune benefits. The takeaway? Vitamin D doesn't work in isolation. Pair it with fats, magnesium, and K2-rich foods to create a nutrient symphony that keeps bones strong, arteries clear, and energy stable. But even perfect absorption won't help if other medications are secretly working against you, which brings us to our next critical topic. You might be doing everything right, taking quality supplements, eating healthy fats, even getting some sun, but certain medications could be secretly sabotaging your vitamin D levels without your knowledge. In fact, some of the most commonly prescribed drugs for seniors actively deplete vitamin D or block its absorption. Let's uncover these stealthy thieves and learn how to counteract their effects. The worst offenders: drugs that drain vitamin D, corticosteroids, prednisone, cortisone, how they steal it, accelerate vitamin D breakdown in the liver. Impact: long-term use can reduce vitamin D levels by 30–50%. Solution: if you've been on steroids 3 months, ask your doctor about high-dose D3, 5,000 plus IU day with monitoring. Cholesterol medications: statins, Lipitor, Crestor. How they interfere: statins reduce cholesterol, which is needed for vitamin D absorption. Irony: many seniors take statins for heart health, but low vitamin D increases cardiovascular risks. Workaround: take vitamin D at least 4 hours apart from statins. Acid reducers, PPIs, Nexium, Prilosec. The gut connection: less stomach acid, poorer vitamin D breakdown from food supplements. Research shows PPI users have 16–26% lower vitamin D levels than non-users. Fix: switch to liquid or sublingual D3 that bypasses stomach acid. Laxatives and weight loss drugs, Orlistat. How they block absorption, prevent fat absorption, and since vitamin D is fat-soluble, it gets flushed out too. Red flag: chronic laxative users often develop severe deficiencies. Alternative: magnesium citrate for constipation, also supports vitamin D activation. Over-the-counter, OTC, surprises, antacids, Tums, high calcium content, can disrupt vitamin D metabolism if overused. NSAIDs, ibuprofen. Chronic use linked to lower vitamin D levels in arthritis patients. How to protect yourself: ask for a med review. Have your doctor, pharmacist check all prescriptions and OTCs for vitamin D interference. Time your doses right. If you must take problematic meds, space them at least 4 to 6 hours apart from vitamin D. Test more frequently. If you're on long-term steroids or PPIs, get vitamin D blood tests every 6 months. The bottom line: your medications could be undoing all your supplement efforts. Don't stop prescribed drugs, but do adjust how you take vitamin D to outsmart these interactions. And remember, supplements are just one piece of the puzzle. Popping a vitamin D supplement is smart, but it shouldn't be your only strategy. Think of supplements as your safety net, while daily habits and food choices build a stronger foundation. Here's how to create a 360-degree vitamin D boost that works with your lifestyle, not against it. Sun snacking. A smarter way to soak up rays. You don't need to bake for hours. Research shows short, frequent exposures are safer and more effective for seniors. 10 to 15 minutes of midday sun, arms, legs exposed, 2 to 3x weekly. Best time: 10 a.m., 3 p.m., when UVB rays are strongest. No sunscreen for the first few minutes, then apply. To protect skin. Bonus: walking while sun-exposed doubles the benefits. Weight-bearing exercise, plus vitamin D, stronger bones. Forgotten food sources, beyond milk and fish. While few foods are naturally rich in vitamin D, these underrated options help. Egg yolks, pasture-raised, 3x more vitamin D than conventional eggs. Mushrooms, UV exposed. Look for labels like vitamin D enhanced. They're irradiated to boost levels. Canned sardines, more bioavailable than tuna, includes bones for extra calcium. Fortified foods. Some brands of orange juice, oatmeal, and almond milk now add D3, check labels. TRUI. The bedroom trick for housebound seniors: if mobility limits outdoor time, sit near a sunny south-facing window. UVB penetrates glass weakly but helps. Open windows, regular glass blocks, 95% of UVB, but fresh air improves mood circulation. Exercise synergy, physical activity, upregulates vitamin D receptors in muscles and bones. Even simple routines help. Chair yoga improves flexibility, plus sunlight exposure if done outdoors. Resistance bands preserves muscle mass vulnerable to D deficiency. The sleep vitamin D loop. Low vitamin D disrupts sleep. Poor sleep worsens deficiency. Break the cycle. Take vitamin D in the morning. It can interfere with melatonin at night. Prioritize magnesium-rich foods, like almonds or bananas, to improve sleep quality. Key takeaway? Supplements, plus sunlight, plus strategic foods, a triple defense against deficiency. But even the best routine needs one final checkpoint: knowing when to call your doctor. Vitamin D deficiency often masquerades as normal aging, but some symptoms mean your levels have hit dangerous lows. Don't ignore these red flags. Bone pain that won't quit, deep aches in hips, lower back, or ribs, fractures from minor bumps, a sign of osteomalacia. Extreme muscle weakness, struggling to stand from a chair without arm, support, shaky legs after short walks. Cognitive red flags, new confusion or memory lapses, depression that resists antidepressants. Frequent infections, pneumonia or UTIs recurring within months, slow healing wounds, especially diabetic ulcers. Action plan: demand a 25 OHD blood test, aim for 30-50 ng/ml. Ask about prescription high-dose D2, D3. If levels are 20 ng/ml, rule out malabsorption. Celiac, Crohn's. If supplements don't raise levels, if you've made it this far, you now hold the ultimate blueprint to outsmart vitamin D deficiency, a thief of strength, immunity, and joy in later years. But knowledge without action changes nothing. Here's your game plan. Get tested. Don't guess. Data beats assumptions. Start low, adjust smart. Begin with 1,000, 2,000 IU/D3 plus magnesium, then retest. Pair pills with lifestyle. Add sun snacks and vitamin D-rich foods. Audit your meds. Check for hidden vitamin D drainers. A personal invitation: age steals enough from us. Don't let it take your vitality over something fixable. Hit subscribe for more senior health strategies that work. No fluff, just science. Your future self will thank you. And remember, comment below with your vitamin D questions. I read everyone. Now go enjoy that sunshine safely.